Hey, I'm Shushan. I'm a hearing mom of a deaf child. I'm from Yerevan, Armenia, but for 5 years, I'm living here in Germany with my 6 years old deaf daughter. In my podcast, I'm sharing my journey of raising a deaf child in Germany and my journey of learning German Sign Language. In this episode, I'm talking about how one can apply to home sign language courses that is supported by government. I'm also sharing some mobile applications that one can use and learn German Sign Language independently. Now, I hope you will like this episode. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know what other topics you would like to know. I have a new setup here, trying to find a good, recording spot. And I think this place I like a lot because it's our reading nook, and I really like to spend time here, read books, also together with Sophia. So it's really cool. So I feel quite comfortable in this part of the home. I also like that in the background we have the finger alphabet for German sign language, and yeah, it's giving a really cool vibe, I would say. So, last episode, I was talking about the pillars that are helping me to learn German Sign Language, and today I wanted to be deep dive into one of them, and the important one is to find teacher in order to learn any sign language, right? Because after the episode, you guys were asking how one can learn if you don't have a deaf tutor and so on. There are some mobile application available that you can download and learn sign language, German Sign Language in particular. So if you are interested in German Sign Language, I can recommend Duo Mano, as this is the Duo Mano. So I think I should learn how to edit YouTube videos and put stuff here. So Duomano I like because here you have all the words and you can just tap and then it shows the sign. I don't know if it's somehow visible or not. If you are subscribing, then you can have the full lexicon, so vocabulary available and so on. So I think yearly subscription is about 26 euro or something. There is also another application that I like. It's again, you have to pay. It's called Mio Lelo, I think. So this is more like for kids. You just tap, you go inside of the shop, and then there is, oh my God, how to do this? Okay, whatever. Yeah, and then you can just tap and learn signs inside the build. I don't know if it's a shop, if it's a supermarket, or it's school, and then you can tap and learn some signs there. And but unfortunately all those application you have to pay for them, and of course there is one free application. It's called Spread the Sign. So with Spread the Sign you can choose several languages that you want. So there have a lot of languages that you can select for sign language, and you can of course also select German. And there you just need to search for a word that you would like to know in German, and then it shows you different ways of because what's interesting about German Sign Language, I don't know about other sign languages, but for German Sign Language, based on the region, a sign can be different. It's very interesting for me, but also makes a bit more challenging to learn the language. But for example, I live in Berlin, right? And I'm learning German Sign Language language from people that are from Berlin, right? And for example, in Berlin, we say school like this, the sign of school is like this, and then in other region of Germany, they do like this school, so totally different sign. Or for example, for kindergarten in Berlin, we do like this, like Kita, and then in other region of Germany, they do like this. So it's really totally different signs, but it also makes it so interesting to learn the language itself. So for example, if I'm meeting deaf people that are not from Berlin, and then I talk, they can say, "Oh, you are from Berlin." And at the beginning, I was like, "Well, oh yeah, I'm from Berlin." They're like, "Yeah, because you are signing a bit differently, more like a bit Berlin slang. That's why we can assume that you are from Berlin." So it's a really cool thing because, of course, in spoken languages, you have the same based on the pronunciation, based on the words that they are using. You can understand they are in which part of Germany they are from, and the same applies also for German Sign Language, which I think it's a really cool thing, right? So you guys were also asking me to do some shorts where I show some simple signs that I use every day with Sophia. And I think maybe as I've started to experiment with the YouTube shorts or Instagram shorts, I will try to also share some signs that I do every day with Sophia. The thing here is that I don't have any rights to teach sign language, of course, because, first of all, it's not my mother tongue, and I don't know that as well enough to teach someone. But of course, some basic signs and so on I can show. But I think I can just share out of my experience. It's part of me, part of my life, and as I said, I'm learning for 5 years German Sign Language. So I think. Sharing here and there some basic signs, it's totally fine, and it's also shows the experience that I'm having, right? And for today, I wanted to talk more about um, how how it's working if you are a hearing parent, let's say in Germany, and you would like to learn German Sign Language, right? So first step is, of course, to apply to Home Sign Language course that is financed and supported from Jugendamt. And then in Germany or in Berlin, usually you have one session per week for a family, and it's a 1.5 hour. So the teacher, it's an individual, so one-on-one session. The teacher is coming to your home, to your place, and then 1.5 hour you can learn together German Sign Language. So usually it's recommended to learn with deaf people. So find a deaf educator, because of course they are it's their mother tongue and so on. And also I think what's important as well, that you are supporting their work, and yeah, unfortunately in our hearing world, it's not a lot of job opportunities for deaf people, even though I don't like it, and I think every job should be available for deaf people. But it's the reality. Of course, there are also CODA teachers. CODA means that it's adult of deaf, as a child of a deaf adult. So they're for them sign language, German Sign Language, or any other sign language, also mother tongues. You can also learn from CODA educator or teacher, and I think it's maybe can be also sometimes good, because they are hearing person, and sometimes it maybe will be easy for you to describe something in order to learn. but I think for me it's just nice to learn from deaf person, because they are also sharing more about the culture. You can identify your child with them more. And sometimes we are also having sessions when Sophia is present, my deaf daughter. So and I think it's also good for her to see more deaf adults, because she can identify her with them, and can look like someone that she can follow and so on. So I think, yeah, in that sense it's cool. Unlike any spoken languages that I've learned over the time, usually how I was learning spoken languages, you have books, you know that now I'm learning A1, A2, B1, B2, and so on. With our teacher and all the teachers that we had for the past 5 years, we had around 4 to 5 teachers, because first we were learning from in another school, and then we changed the school and the teacher to another one because of some logical issues and so on. Overall, we had 4 to 5 different teachers over the past 5 years, and with all of them, it wasn't really like learning like from defined books that have grammar structure and so on and so on, but rather learning from some presentation that they have prepared in order to understand the grammar and how it is different from spoken language. And then, of course, slowly you are adding vocabulary and then sentences, and then you are telling stories and so on. And over the time, you are feeling more and more comfortable in the language. Right now, how we are learning, so our teacher comes to our place, and then usually during the week I write down all the challenges that I'm having with my daughter, so what I cannot explain to her, or what was challenging in daily life for me to talk and so on. I write down all the issues, and then once teacher comes, we are asking our questions, and then we are clarifying with him. And based on our sharing, he understands what vocabulary is missing, and then he's giving that vocabulary to us, and then we are repeating together and so on. Yeah, and here, for example, all the time, oh my god, yeah, we write down like all the words that we don't know. Like, see, we have a lot of papers, and during the next session we repeat these words, and then we talk and so on. If and sometimes if we don't have any question, let's say, and during the week everything was fine and we were able to clearly communicate with Sophia, then we talk, we choose a topic, and we talk around it. And it's also good because when you are choosing some random topics, I don't know, about animals, or about war situation, war, or whatever, you also understand what words is missing that you don't know, so you are also adding them gradually, right? So I would really like learn German Sign Language the same way I was learning German spoken language, so more with books, this homework stuff and so on and so on. But as much as I talk with other parents, they all have similar experience. So usually they ask questions, they read books together, and so on and so on. So basically, I have the knowledge of German Sign Language now that is covering my communication, or anything up to that I need for my 6 years old deaf child. And I cannot freely speak about political situation, or about IT industry or stuff like that, because I don't have enough vocabulary for it, and because I don't really need it in order to keep my daily communication with my deaf daughter. So I think step by step that vocabulary will be also added in for me. But yeah, that's, I think, the part that I don't really like. And I it's more like the work that I should do alone, like maybe watching some news with sign language attached, or maybe finding relevant information, or using this mobile application in order to learn these extra words that I don't know, and I don't necessarily use them daily with my deaf daughter. Another thing that is comes to sign languages is, for example, a difference between spoken language and sign language. When it comes to a spoken language, you can just go outside because you live in that country, and all the time you can hear in the background German language, right? German spoken language. And you want or not, some words or pronunciation are coming to your brain, right? Or I don't know, you are hearing a podcast, or you are hearing a music, so you have a lot of possibilities to catch the language outside of your lessons that you are having, right? With German sign language, it's a bit difficult and challenging to create that environment, because basically if you are not surrounded with deaf people, you cannot basically train your language. Or when you are going outside and walking, you cannot see German sign language a lot, right? So it means that compared to spoken language, it's very challenging to learn sign languages, because yeah, you cannot buy a book and then read everything in German sign language, right? It's all in German spoken language, all the books and so on. And then the only possibility, as I said, is having a teacher, having contacts with a lot of deaf people or hearing people that are also learning the same sign language. And the problem is that our time is very limited. Let's say I'm working full time, I am a mother of a 6-year-old child, I don't know, I have my life, I'm going to sport and so on, I'm meeting my friend. So it's not easy to daily have interaction with people that are also using German sign language, right? So that's why even though I'm learning 5 years the language, it's not the same progress as one can have with spoken languages, right? So for German spoken language, I learned in 2 to 3 years until B1 level, and I feel comfortable to talk. I understand almost everything that is in German, and I can read books and so on and so on. When it comes to sign languages, of course, I don't have the same progress, even though in German sign language I feel more comfortable to talk, to express myself, because it's my daughter's mother tongue. So I kind of feel more connected to the language. And also German, I mean, sign languages at all, they are very emotional languages, because you use all your body or your mimics for communication, and it makes it very attractive and natural, I think. So yeah, that's the one challenge that I have. And of course, in my last episodes I show the books that are available for some vocabulary, I don't know, maybe for 200 or 300 words. And yeah, but yeah, I don't know, it's just not going as fast as I would like. And also if I'm not using that sign every day, I tend to forget. I don't know, for example, this is the sign for situation, but I am not using that quite often. And for example, I learned this like 3 months ago, but then I forgot, and then I again remember. So it's very hard to remember all the signs if you are not using it daily. And of course, if my child is 6 years old, I I don't necessarily need to use all that signs. And yeah, it's a bit of a pity part of it and the challenging part of learning it. And right now I'm thinking to reshape my learning habit when it comes to German sign language, and maybe have this learning blocker every day, 30 to 1 hour, to find another resources to train my language, rather than just wait for my weekly classes So yeah, now I have more time because I'm not having German classes for German spoken language, and yeah, it makes more sense to spend some more time and train German sign language. But for basic learning, I would definitely suggest use this mobile application. They also have this nice game that they are teaching you some sentences and so on. Um, yeah, I don't know. For example, there is one also mobile application. It calls Hand Talk. It's a startup based in Brazil, but they have support only for Libra and American Sign Language, and it's really nice. It's like very close to Google Translate, but for Libra, which is I think Libra, how you call it, uh, Libra, Brazilian Sign Language, but I think Libra Sign Language. I think Lingua Brasileira de Sinais. I don't know if I so it's the official sign language of deaf people in Brazil, and it's really cool because it's AI based, and there are really cool startups. So I would really like if there would be similar application for all sign languages, because yeah, it's just hard to always keep with all these routines in order to learn the language. Like you need to find the special stuff on TV, you need to find special books, and there are not so many. And then sometimes I'm buying some books about German Sign Language that I would like to learn, and then my teacher says, oh, this is bullshit, it was written from hearing people, so signs that are printed in this book, they are not right, and we are not using them anymore. Those are old and outdated signs. So this is also something that makes it challenging to learn it alone, because you can learn it based on the book that you bought, and then you use it, and deaf people say, oh my god, we are not using it anymore, how you learned it. So basically, even if you are an interpreter in German Sign Language, it's kind of recommended that you always keep touch with at least one deaf person, because sign languages, they are so living languages, and they are changing a lot. Like there is this young slang that the kids are using, or at school they use a bit differently the signs that, for example, now I am learning. So I don't know, just a bit of a, I would say, challenging topic, even though I shared all that pillars that I've shared in my last episode are important to learn, and you cannot just do one because it will not be any way effective. So yeah, I think for me, next steps would be to really define the nice habits. So every day, 30 minutes or 1 hour, I will, train my sign language, because otherwise, it can go as slow as possible. Don't know, to be honest. But at the same time, I'm quite happy for this year because I've applied for uh, 2 to 3 gatherings with the deaf people happening in Germany. So one for 1 week, another one is for 2 to 3 days. So I'm quite happy and looking forward to go and meet and talk to them. I hope I will have enough courage to not be shy or afraid that I'm not talking as fluent as I would like to, and I would just use the opportunity to learn more science, to be connected with other deaf people that are living in Germany. So I wish that to me, but yeah, sometimes you can also be just shy and not train your language as much because you feel uncomfortable and so on and so on. And as I said, Before German Sign Language for me is my fifth language as a foreign language. So yeah, long time to go. So yeah, today I just wanted to talk about this. I'm going to touch all mobile application that I use under the video, so you guys can check if they also have some free, package available. So maybe it will be easier to learn. Also, spread the sign, so you can also download it and just Google the name, and then you will learn some basic signs that you can do. And yeah, I think that was it for today. I don't want to make those videos really long because I feel like it's hard to follow up if there are too long videos or podcast episodes. And let me know if you like it, like this video, subscribe to my channel, because it helps to find more motivation to create more content. Write your comments, your question, anything that you might have. So it will also help to create some engagement going on in channels. You can also follow me on Instagram, other than YouTube or Spotify, and because there at least 3 or 4 times per week I share some reels that are relevant for the topic, to raising a deaf child, and hopefully it can be interesting for everyone. And motivation behind doing all that reels, that I would like to bring awareness to the topic, and I would like to have more fun reels around the raising deaf kids, because there are also so many fun things happening, and it's not just all about learning struggles, challenges, and so on. It's just fun, fun. It's just fun, I think. For me, after some time, it's just becoming part of your life, and I think 80% of my identity is related to that topic. Okay, cool. Then don't forget, subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment if you have any questions, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.